The rusting gates of Pennhurst Asylum groaned open as if protesting Dr. Lena Marlowe's arrival. A heavy fog clung low to the ground, curling around her boots as she stepped past cracked stone pillars engraved with Latin phrases no longer legible. The silence beyond the gates was thick, disturbed only by the occasional flap of birds startled from shattered windows. Lena had come to Pennhurst with one goal: to dispel the myths. A respected historian and tenured professor specializing in the psychiatric reform movement, she had made a name for herself, debunking sensational ghost lore with cold facts. She called herself a rationalist, skeptic, scientist. But standing in the main hall, paint peeling from walls like molting skin, old restraints dangling from rusted bed frames, Lena felt something unspoken hum beneath the silence. The asylum had been shuttered since the 1980s, condemned after horrific abuses were uncovered. Children had been left in filth. Adults subjected to experimental treatments. Over 10,000 patients had passed through its wards. But as Lena reviewed crumbling intake records, she noticed entire years missing, gaps where hundreds of patient names should have been. She made a note to dig deeper. Her guide, a local ghost hunter named Mason Price, was a man of few words, more comfortable behind a camera than in conversation. That night, he suggested something uncharacteristic: an EVP session in Ward C, the oldest part of the hospital and the one most consistently linked to the whispers. Reluctantly, Lena agreed. They entered the ward just past midnight. Moonlight barely filtered through shattered stained glass windows, casting distorted colors on the damp tile floor. Mason set up recorders. Lena, impatient, walked alone into a patient room with faded children's drawings still taped to the walls. She sat in silence, heart steady, mind focused. "Is anyone here?" she asked calmly, almost mockingly. Nothing. She waited, then asked again, "Can you tell me your name?" Silence. Then crackle, whir, and from the handheld recorder came a whisper, so faint it barely registered. Mason replayed it, adjusting the gain. The voice was unmistakable, raspy, hollow and female. "Lena!" Her breath caught. She replayed it again. "Lena Marlowe." She dropped the device. "I never said my last name," she whispered. The room felt colder now, claustrophobic. Her pulse pounded. She could explain it, had to, but somewhere in the back of her mind, something older stirred. A memory that wasn't hers. A flicker of white halls. Screams behind locked doors. A name whispered not in fear, but familiarity. Lena had never been to Pennhurst before. At least she didn't think she had.